right, I'm just going to trust and move forward. All right, so I was having a little bit of technical difficulty. I don't know if I was live for that or not. Therefore, I'm starting again. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gia. Good morning from wherever you happen to be. Good afternoon, good evening. In my part of the world, many of us are celebrating Christmas Eve today. So this is my Spirit Animal Oracle series, and I'm so loving connecting with these animal spirits. It's so much fun. So today, December 24th, 2025, guess who wants to hang out with us again today? It's Coyote Spirit. Honest to goodness, Coyote Spirit did come through again. I didn't do this intentionally. This was divinely guided. So, Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. So, Coyote Spirit wants really to, that's the impression that's coming through. I was asking Coyote Spirit, why have you come to us again today? And the impression I'm getting is Coyote Spirit really understands that for many of us in this time of year, when it's kind of that busyness, with the holiday season, and there's so much that's going on that we've planned for, we've made arrangements, we've prepared food, we're planning on going to, this family member's house, and then after that, we might go over here, or we might be going out to have a meal. But there's a lot of planning, a lot of organizing. Maybe you're doing last minute gift shopping for folks. So there's a lot of stuff that's planned, and therefore there's a lot of opportunity for things to not go as planned. Um, And so, a lot of opportunities for those divine detours and those pivots, those divinely guided pivots. And Coyote Spirit just really wants to be there to support us in remembering that we're going to be okay through it all, and to not be disappointed if things do not go as planned, because there is a divine plan. And we may not know it in that moment, but there will be an opportunity to know in hindsight, perhaps even months or years later, why a particular pivot or detour happened in a particular way. But again, Coyote Spirit just wants us to remember we can rely on that inner wisdom to know what and discern what is going to be helpful to do in those moments when things don't go as planned, and we'll be able to recognize being in the present moment will help us be able to recognize how would be best to respond to that present moment pivot situation in a way that is aligned with our divinity and the highest and best intentions of the situation. And being in the present moment also it affords us an opportunity to not be connected to, again, disconnecting from those desired outcomes, so that we can actually appreciate and enjoy and be present and joyful and grateful for the present moment as it is. And when you're in the present moment, you can't really be disappointed or upset about anything, because you're truly present. You're truly present. You can acknowledge that something is not going as planned, but bringing yourself back into that present moment, instead of focusing on what didn't work or what's not happening. Because when you're focused on what's not happening, that's a hypothetical situation. It's not the reality of the present moment. So Coyote Spirit wants to help us again today Coyote Spirit wants to be with us today in support of any and all divine detours that might be heading our way today, and to not be disappointed, to sit in gratitude and joy um, in those opportunities for being present in this season of self reflection and this often busy time for many of us during this holiday season. Um, yeah, thank you, Coyote Spirit. I found that so curious that Coyote came through again. I figured it was going to happen at some point that a card would repeat. I didn't know it would be this soon in the series. So, reflecting on, hello V, reflecting on Coyote Spirit, spending time with Coyote Spirit yesterday, um, I really enjoy this energy. I do have a couple of Coyote Spirit, animal spirit guides that I've been aware of for a good few years now, and um, I really enjoy their energy. Um, so the pivots, being in the present moment feels comfortable to me. I feel like I'm grateful that it feels more like a second nature to me, and I am very open to recognizing when something is not going as planned, and I'm less likely to kind of dwell on figuring out how to move something in the direction of my original vision. I'm more open lately to sitting with what the new information is kind of telling me. And depending on the situation and circumstance, depending on how quickly I need to make a pivot or a decision, um, if I do have time and opportunity, I will sit with it, often in meditation. But I am at a place now. Spirit, for joining us again today. I am so happy to bring you into my daily experiences today. So, for all of us watching, for all of us that will be watching, go ahead and welcome in Coyote Spirit today, and trust in those divine detours. Trust in that innate wisdom that we are integrating, that higher consciousness wisdom, that light of our soul, that we are integrating into our human experiences. So we can, Coyote Spirit wants us to really know we can trust that innate wisdom and sit in gratitude for that, uh, as we may need to pivot often this holiday season. Um, and I am being reminded by Spirit to just share that, this is a daily series. We are pulling through a different spirit animal each day, or in this case, the same one as yesterday. But once the day is done and we welcome in a new spirit animal, it certainly does not mean that we can't continue to work with and invite the other spirit animals that have come through. And so, as you're watching this series, if there are any spirit animals that resonate with you, that feel very um, close to your heart in any kind of way, however that recognition makes itself known to you, go ahead and go with that. That is spirit communication right there. Like those gut feelings, those intuitive hits, those downloads of information that sometimes seem random or come from sort of nowhere, so to speak. Um, Follow those intuitive hits, because they are not an accident, they are synchronistic. And so, for me, I know there are definitely animals that do speak to me stronger than others speak to me in a way that I resonate with them. I love them. I first, elephants is one for I've always loved elephants. Couldn't always articulate why. So maybe on your own, in your own aligned way, look up information about the animals that you're drawn to and see if you can foster that connection and grow that relationship with the animals that resonate. So, simply by moving day to day into welcoming in a new animal spirit does not mean that we can't continue to work with others that have come through. All right, so we're going to be welcoming Coyote Spirit today, trusting in those divine detours, trusting our inner wisdom to know when and how we may need to pivot today. Those and that divine timing. Everything happens for a reason. All right, Wednesday, December 24th. Blessings, peace and blessings to you all. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.